Loctaro Gar gamers. I'm Monstrous Monitor, and welcome to another edition of the Fiend Folio, and today, a change to our scheduled programming. I know, I promised a quick-fire Drek round, but on reviewing said Drek, I have found a diamond in the rough. And a rough diamond it is. I present my new favourite fiend, the Algoid. Oh, look at his fists, the brutish bearing, the Major Garl haircut. Now, to be clear, the Algoid is not a he or she, but a they, a colony of algae that has grown sentient, a colony whose influence may stretch beyond its dredged corpus. Monstrous Monitor from the future here. I'm not sure why I was being so mysterious. The Algoid can control up to 2 trees. This is very cool. I'm not sure why I didn't mention it. Sorry, Algoid. It is a pretty chunky colony, to be fair, boasting AC 5, which is 15 AC in Zuma, and a couple of useful defences, immunity to edged weapons of the mundane variety, and utter indifference to lightning and fireballs alike. It also has a once-a-day mind blast, all the better to make your fighter's brain into a nutritious paste. So far, so standard bruiser you might think, but the Algoid has more to offer than being a rather damp roadblock. This is an opportunity to take a simple description of a monster and run with it. I'd like to put this pond life with pretensions up to the task of being a low-level adventure in of itself. Your players enter a village, which features the 3 vital ingredients to an adventure: people with a problem, the gold to pay to get it sorted, and complex backstories you crafted over the course of 8 weeks that your players will have precisely no interest in, despite the blacksmith's son's Godwin having a secret love for the halfling gong farmer who lives in a shoe 3 towns over, and this romance themes echoes throughout the grand narrative you've crafted, and if only your players would react to the obvious structure of a building's Roman, they would have such a good time, and maybe you could get on Critical Role and Matt would... Never mind. Your players enter a village. A sleepy place resting beside a lake from which the denizens make their livelihood, selling the abundant fish at the nearest town. However, the villagers have a problem. Unattended rods have been broken, boats smashed to pieces, and just last week, one of the youngest villagers was killed next to the lake, without a mark on her. More concerning still, some of the older residents, although baffled by age and infirmity, insist that the old willows that line the lakeside are not in the same places they once were. Here we are then, a perfect low-level adventure, fit for Geralt, Buffy, or indeed your players. We start in the mundane, escalate to the strange, interview villagers, and pick over the scenes of violence and mischief to bring right. If your preference is for sword swinging, then the Algoid is simply a foe to be tracked, lured out, and slain. The transmission of threat to gold by grit and valour. However, if you prefer a more nuanced encounter, then our pond scummy friend is a manifestation of the lake's distress. Perhaps its guardian druid lays slain in his sanctum, or strange fishmen are twisting its essence in service of their dark whim. Here the Algoid is no longer just a monster to put down, but a hook to draw your players into a deeper conflict. You might even have the colony's mind blast be its clumsy attempts to communicate its needs and give the affected player snapshots of whatever it is you have in store for them. The best monsters, I think, spur you to create an adventure around them, and as either swampy boogeyman or tragic wakame salad, the Algoid excels in this department. Alternatively, you'll badly convert the mind blast damage to modern systems and instant kill one of your players. Who can say? 8 out of 10. Delicious. Next time, we hop systems to talk about a spirit creature that is more than the sum of its parts.
Sonic Boom!